Welcome back. Today we get another great example of why you should never, ever mess with a veteran. These HOA cops broke into someone's house over a $5 fine, and they didn't expect that person to have a son who is a Special Forces vet. You're gonna absolutely love this one. It all happened in Florida, of course. It does with the best stories. According to reports, the cops in question are actually HOA cops. They're not sworn law enforcement officers. That makes what they did even worse because they don't have any legal authority at all. The man they were trying to arrest was 48-year-old Michael Waslin. He lived in an HOA community in Florida and he had been cited for a code violation. According to the police report, his offense was a landscaping violation. I guess his grass was too tall or something like that. I'm not really sure, but whatever it wasn't worth dying over. They sent him a letter saying that he had to pay a $5 fine for it. Now, Mr. Waslin said that he didn't do it on purpose, and he asked them to just go ahead and send him a warning this time, but he refused to pay the $5. Apparently, they kept sending him letters about the $5, so he put a sign up in his front yard that said, "I'm broke." But they still came after him. These two HOA cops showed up at his house. They identified themselves, and they told him they had an arrest warrant for him because of the $5 fine. Now, Mr. Waslin wasn't having it. He told them that he didn't commit a crime, that there was no crime committed. And therefore, he's not going to go with them without his lawyer. So, he called his lawyer and he told them that these two clowns were trying to break into his house. The HOA cops said that they were going to break in because they had an arrest warrant, so they went ahead and kicked in his front door and broke into his house. This is where things get very, very bad for them. Mr. Waslin's son, Hunter Waslin, is a veteran who served in Special Forces. He had just gotten home from deployment in Afghanistan. When he heard these two idiots kicking in his front door and saw them inside his house, he grabbed his weapon and confronted them. Now, I don't know if they could see that he had a gun, but they definitely knew that he was a big, burly dude who looked like he could whip their asses. So they tried to run away, but unfortunately for them, they ran into a closed bedroom door and ended up busting it open. They ran out of the house and they got in their car and sped away. The cops eventually found them and arrested them on burglary charges. As for Mr. Waslin, his record has been cleared and the charges against him were dropped. He told reporters that he just wanted to get this story out there so that other people would know what these HOA cops are like. And I think it's a great story. I think it's a story that needs to be told because, like I said at the beginning, these guys aren't even real cops. They have no legal authority at all and yet they act like they do. They act like they're real cops with real power. They use their power to try to bully people. They try to bully people into giving them money or else they'll throw them in jail. And that's exactly what these guys were trying to do to this poor guy. But thankfully, Mr. Waslin, the homeowner, he stood his ground. He defended himself and his family and made sure that these guys were brought to justice. As for the HOA cops, they finally got arrested and they finally got charged. I don't think they've faced any other repercussions from the HOA or anything like that. But they did spend some time in jail. This is another reminder that you should never, ever mess with a veteran, especially a Special Forces veteran. And it also shows you that cops aren't always right. Sometimes they make mistakes, sometimes they take things too far, and sometimes they need to be held accountable for their actions. That's all for now. I'll see you next time.